Welcome back to TPS. We know who the top quarterbacks in the NFL are right now. These are mainly seasoned veterans, some MVPs and Super Bowl champions, and all future Hall of Famers. But Father Time remains undefeated, and a portion of today's top veteran signal callers will begin to decline any day now. On the flip side, some of the game's younger QBs are in prime position to bounce back from frustrating 2018 seasons. I'm Justin Fraction. Today we present 5 NFL quarterbacks that will improve in 2019 and 5 that will regress. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. If you have any ideas for cool videos, let us know in the comment section down below. You never know, we might use one and give you a shout out. Number 5, improve Josh Allen. The Bills drafted Allen with the number 7 pick in 2018, and they were smart to not throw him into the fire right away. Allen would only start 11 of the 16 games, and as expected, there was plenty of good and bad. The dual-threat quarterback barely completed over half his passes. He had 10 touchdowns against 12 interceptions, and he was sacked 28 times while fumbling 8 times. Still, Allen picked up an incredible 631 rushing yards in Buffalo. Expect big things in his sophomore year. The Bills quickly went to work in rebuilding a woeful offense around Allen. They signed center Mitch Morse to anchor a brutal O-line and drafted Oklahoma offensive tackle Cody Ford in the second round. Those two men will provide a massive upgrade on the O-line, but the Bills didn't stop there. They also landed the ageless Frank Gore in free agency and drafted Florida Atlantic running back Devin Singletary in round 3. And the Bills signed slot wideout Cole Beasley and deep threat John Brown, giving Allen 2 reliable pass catchers. Third-round pick Ole Miss tight end Dawson Knox should also provide an impact. Allen now has a real offensive line, some talented pass catchers, and a loaded backfield. He'll learn from his rookie mistakes and really take off in 2019. It's not crazy to think he can guide the Bills back to the playoffs either. 5. Regress Russell Wilson. The Seahawks awarded their franchise signal caller a whopping $140 million extension, ending any uncertainty about his future in the Pacific Northwest. However, Wilson's going to have a tough time putting together another MVP-like performance for Seattle in 2019. Doug Baldwin, the most trusted wideout Wilson has ever had, was released and forced to retire due to ongoing injuries. It remains to be seen if utility weapon Tyler Lockett can build off of a career year. The Seahawks also drafted Ole Miss wideout DK Metcalf in the second round, but there were better prospects available. Metcalf does have high bust potential, and it's hard to envision him replacing the production left by Baldwin, at least in his rookie season. Wilson's only reliable pass catcher is Lockett. The Seattle offensive line is still the team's weak link. As great as Chris Carson was in 2018, he's not like a Le'Veon Bell or Todd Gurley in the passing game. He doesn't do as much as a pass catcher for 163 yards in 2018. Without Baldwin, Wilson is going to struggle to build off of perhaps the finest season of his career. We're not saying he'll be horrible, but he's unlikely to better his 65.6 completion percentage or 35 passing TDs from 2018. Expect some form of a regression here for Wilson in 2019. Number 4, improve Deshaun Watson. He was on his way to an Offensive Rookie of the Year award in 2017, but Deshaun Watson suffered a season-ending ACL tear in a practice after just playing 7 games. It was evident that Watson was still feeling the effects of that injury in his sophomore year, yet he still led the Houston Texans to an AFC South Division title. That said, Watson wasn't as dynamic in 2018 compared to his rookie year. Of course, you can blame that awful offensive line that allowed Watson to get sacked 62 times. The good news is that the Texans' O-line cannot possibly be that bad again. Many, including us here at TPS, have been critical of their decision to take Titus Howard with the number 23 pick, since there were better offensive linemen available. But at any rate, Howard should be better than anybody else Houston had on the O-line in 2018. Even if the pass protection doesn't improve much, Watson should, since he'll have been recovered nearly 2 years from his ACL tear. He and DeAndre Hopkins will grow even more as an elite QB wideout connection, and Watson should piece together a Pro Bowl caliber season in 2019. Number 4, regress Ben Roethlisberger. Even though the Pittsburgh Steelers missed the playoffs in 2018, Ben Roethlisberger had the best statistical season of his career. He led the NFL with 5,129 passing yards and tossed a personal best 34 touchdowns. It's naturally going to be difficult for a 37-year-old quarterback to replicate those numbers again, but with Antonio Brown forcing a trade out of town, Big Ben will struggle without the game's top receiver. AB is now with the Oakland Raiders, and that leaves Juju Smith-Schuster as Roethlisberger's only proven wide receiver. The Steelers drafted Toledo wideout Deontay Johnson in the 3rd round, but he's not replacing AB's production, not a chance. Roethlisberger did fine without do-it-all running back Le'Veon Bell in 2018, but losing the other member of the Killer Bees will hurt a lot. Roethlisberger should still put up good numbers, and Pittsburgh will vie for a playoff spot, but there's no way he comes close to repeating 2018 stat line, especially with Brown long gone. Number 3, improve Derek Carr. Some thought the Oakland Raiders would cut ties with Derek Carr after a frustrating 2018 season, but John Gruden and Mike Mayfield weren't ready for such a drastic move. Instead, they wasted no time rebuilding the supporting cast around Carr. It all started with a trade for Pittsburgh Steelers All-Pro wideout Antonio Brown, only the best receiver in the game. The Raiders added another stud pass catcher in Tyrell Williams during free agency. The 6'4" wideout is a tremendous red zone threat for Carr. He'll excel there big time. Oakland also addressed the wretched offensive line by signing New England Patriots tackle Trent Brown. We love the Josh Jacobs pick in the first round. Now the Raiders have a dynamic running back to complement the passing game. So Carr is an elite wide receiver, a reliable second option / red zone threat, a playmaking running back, and a stud offensive lineman to work with. Yeah, he's going to bounce back nicely in 2019, no doubt about it. Number 3, regress Tom Brady. If you ignore his tremendous postseason performance which led to Super Bowl number 6, Tom Brady did show signs of regressing in 2018. His completion percentage dropped down to 65.8 and he only had 29 touchdowns against 11 interceptions. It was just the second time since 2010 where Brady failed to throw 30-plus TDs. Bill Belichick had to implement more short passes in the offense for Brady in 2018. He was missing more throws and had less zip on his passes. Good thing Sony Mitchell and Julian Edelman upped their games in the playoffs. Brady is now entering his age 42 season. The great Rob Gronkowski is retired. Chris Hogan left in free agency. Edelman is a year older. Stud offensive tackle Trent Brown left for the Oakland Raiders in free agency. Brady went from 2017 league MVP to simply good in 2018. That's still quite a drop-off because it's the Patriots. They'll still win the AFC East and vie for another Super Bowl in 2019. But we do expect more regression from Brady, which will force Belichick to lean on the check-down passes and rushing game even more. Number 2, improve Sam Darnold. The New York Jets traded up to nab Darnold with the number 3 pick selection in 2018. As expected, there were some good and bad moments. Darnold only completed 57.7% of his passes and had 17 touchdowns against 15 picks, while winning just 4 of his 13 starts. But there was a lot to like in Darnold's rookie year. For starters, he performed better than like 90% of QBs the Jets have had in the past 30 years, and no, that's not an exaggeration. The Jets hired offensive mastermind Adam Gase as their new head coach. They added Pro Bowl running back Le'Veon Bell, plus speedy and crafty wideout Jamison Crowder in free agency. Their 4th-round pick, West Virginia tight end Trayvon Wesco, should make some big plays too. Darnold will grow more and only get better in his sophomore year. Bell will take lots of the pressure off. Gase will make it all work with Darnold, who should put up Pro Bowl caliber numbers in his sophomore year. The sky's the limit for this kid in 2019. Number 2, regress Phillip Rivers. The Los Angeles Chargers quarterback pieced together perhaps the finest season of his career. But seriously, what are the odds that Rivers performs like that again in his age 37-38 season? 68.3 completion percentage was the second highest of Rivers' career. A lot has to go right for a QB in his late 30s to display such efficiency and precision, but age and luck alone aren't why we have Rivers on this list. The Chargers also lost reliable wide receiver Tyrell Williams to the Oakland Raiders in free agency, and with Rivers getting up there in age, the Chargers need to watch his workload. So it's likely they'll try to use Melvin Gordon more in the rushing game. Rivers will still be a Pro Bowler, but you know how he was in the MVP conversation throughout 2018. Yeah, don't expect that in 2019. He might still be a top 10 QB, but definitely not a top 5. Number 1, improve Baker Mayfield. The top pick from 2018 silenced all the doubters and naysayers in his rookie year. All Mayfield did was throw a single-season rookie record 27 touchdown passes, despite only starting 13 of 16 games. Mayfield also completed 63.8% of his passes for 3,725 yards. The Browns went 7-8-1 on the season and were alive in the playoff race for most of the year. Had Mayfield started all 16 games, who knows where Cleveland could have gone. In any case, the kid's going to get better over time, and all GM John Dorsey did was add a superstar wideout in Odell Beckham Jr. to complement fellow Pro Bowler Jarvis Landry. And as controversial as the transaction was, signing Kareem Hunt makes the rushing game even more dangerous. He and Nick Chubb will be a lethal rushing duo, assuming Hunt manages to stay out of trouble. Mayfield has a skill set and supporting cast to be an MVP candidate. We expect huge things from him, and the Browns will be a playoff team. Book it. The young man is poised for big things in 2019. And number 1, regress Andy Dalton. The 3-time Pro Bowler was good enough to get the Cincinnati Bengals to the playoffs on 5 occasions, but he hasn't been good enough to help them win a Super Bowl or even a single playoff game. And even though it's long overdue, Bengals ownership and management are finally beginning to understand that it's almost time to move on from Dalton. Well, so they draft a quality QB prospect in Ryan Finley. The NC State product was taken in the 4th round, 104th overall. The Bengals are finally putting the pressure on Dalton to put it all together in 2019. But it's hard for us to see how Dalton can do better in 2019. That's 3 straight losing seasons in Cincy. He's injury prone and his numbers simply aren't getting better. Dalton owns a 62.3 career completion percentage, and he finished below that mark in 2017 and 18. Since 2013, his quarterback rating has gone down more often than not. It was a mere 89.6 in 2018, and you know how Dalton had 4 game-winning drives last season? Yeah, that's not happening in 2019. The Bengals didn't do much to rebuild the offense around him. A.J. Green and Tyler Boyd simply aren't enough. And the Steelers, Cleveland Browns, and Baltimore Ravens will also be legitimate playoff contenders in 2019. That's 6 ultra-difficult teams for Cincy to worry about. It's not hard to believe that this will be Dalton's last season in Cincinnati. He hasn't even gotten them anywhere close to the promised land. After firing Marvin Lewis and cutting ties with Vontaze Burfict, the Bengals are showing that they actually have to stop condoning 7-win seasons. So yes, if Dalton regresses, which we fully expect, he'll likely be done in Cincinnati. Which other quarterbacks will improve in 2019 and which will regress? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.